Alright, it's all SeaWorld. So it's May 28th, 2019. So SeaWorld jumped up big time today. I believe something was pushing it earlier today, and I can't remember what. There's somebody's increasing their investment in them. Something's going on. But anyway, doesn't matter what the deal was. It jumped up big, and you can see here, these are all daily candles. It was moving along. This 200 moving average right here is the green line. And then today, boom, big jump. So all the way from about 27 bucks to about 30 bucks, a little over 30. So I've been watching that today. I didn't see a good entry here. I mean, if you do day trade the first 15-30 minutes, I mean, obviously you could have gotten in after the second bar here at 30.70, since it was a engulfing of this opening 5-minute candle, a down candle. It came back up, covered it up. So at 30.75, if you had gotten in, you could have ridden it up to about $32, and then maybe taken some out and held on to a few as it went up to about 32.5. So right now I put a little error here as I'm watching it possibly fail here, and the reason is when you look at the 8 EMA, you can see that it was kind of using it as support here, and then it broke down through it, and the 8 EMA crossed below the 20 SMA, and a lot of times when you get that cross, the direction of the stock changes and it might start moving down. But it's too back and forth here. It could actually just come right back up again and start to put in another move up late in the day. Here it's still above the 15-minute candle 10 EMA, the 10 exponential moving average, which I like a lot. I was watching to see here if it broke below here. I probably might have tried to take a little short here, maybe short it down to about 31. But you can see here it's almost 2 o'clock and it's still just kind of moving sideways here, so who knows. But yeah, SeaWorld was the big one today for a lot of people since it had gapped up. But for me, I only took one trade, and it showed up in a gapping scan for me. It showed up in this alert list. I actually closed this down and opened it up again, so it's not going to show me anything before noon. I closed it down around lunchtime. But I believe the stock is still maybe showing up in this top list. Maybe not. But I'll show it to you anyway. It was SSL, which is a chemical company, Sasol Limited. And the reason I got in was, if you look at it on the view app here, so it started out the day, it was a gapper, it started out the day, here I'll show you the daily candles. So you can see it was kind of moving along, 200 moving average a few weeks back, started to drift away from it, big drop. It probably was earnings, I don't know. A few days ago, last week, moved down, dropped again, then kind of had some bottoming tails here, and then it went from, let me tighten this up, all my little target lines are kind of getting in the way, but it went from about 24.90-ish to about 25.52, so it gapped up about $0.50, and then it started making its way down. And early in the day I was watching it, and it kind of failed view up here and started drifting, and I got in right here at 10.19. I got in at 25.34 because it kind of, I like when it puts in this little shelf here. It was below VWAP, and there was some distance between when I got in here at 25.34. There was some distance between it and this 10 EMA. I said, okay, it could go down to the 10 EMA, either break through it or bounce off it, but I had some room there. So I got in here. You can see it actually eventually did break right through it. And my first target was 25.10. I just took everything out because it had been moving down so fast here. It just kind of just fell off the table at the end here. And I didn't want to get caught holding onto it as it kind of whipped back up, which it didn't really do. It just went sideways from here and actually ended up hitting my second target right away with a bottoming tail, but then hit it again, and it just went sideways, and now it looks like it's kind of drifting below that $25 mark. So yeah, I sold all my shares at 25.10 here, and for a nice 24-cent drop, which was a nice little short. And you can see the little 10 EMA crossing the 20 SMA here, also as it dropped. So I don't know what it's going to do now. It could move back up. I mean, I have no shares left, so it doesn't matter, but I was happy with that nice little move here. And when you look at this, the 15-minute chart, you can see where I got in, which was, again, it was around 10.19, so it was about on this candle I got in. When it makes this little move where it's got a green candle, then a big dropping red candle, followed by a small red candle here, it looks like it's just kind of like failing, and that's why I got in, because for it to make a move back up, it would have to have a really big green candle here, or a gradual move up, and it's just, this doesn't fit that pattern. This is almost like an A, B, C, D down pattern. A, B, C, D. So I know somebody will probably say that's not correct for a downwards A, B, C, D, but I've seen this pattern so often that it felt like a right move and ended up being a really good move here. So so that's it. Yeah, that was the trade I took today. It was the only one. Getting close to the end of the month here, so right now I'm just going to be, just to keep my month a good month, I'm going to be just taking only trades that I really feel comfortable with, 100%. I'm not going to take any really big risks here. And this was a trade that I really did feel comfortable with because I had so many things in my favor. So that's it. That was the trade for today. Tomorrow's 29th, Wednesday. So hopefully be a lot more to talk about then. But yeah, for today, that was the only trade I took. And looks like SeaWorld is just going to keep moving sideways for now. If you made your money on SeaWorld, you probably did it right around here. So congrats. See you next time.